Think about the leaders who captivate us, the Steve Jobs, the Oprah Winfreys, the Barack Obamas, the Martin Luther King Jr.'s. They're magnetic. Their words spark emotion and movement. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. Charisma might inspire the moment, but clarity sustains the mission. Because charisma can fill a room, but clarity fills minds with purpose, focus, and direction. That's what I call the Clarity Compass, a leadership tool that helps organizations and individuals navigate complexity with confidence and alignment. My name is Seth Yelorda, and I'm a speaker, coach, and consultant. I work with individuals and organizations, helping them to achieve their personal and professional goals. And today I'm unpacking the Clarity Compass, built on 4 P's: purpose, priorities, passion, and practices. And we'll explore how your organization can have one and how every leader and team member should create their own version that aligns with it. The problem is that there's so much complexity. Most organizations aren't failing because people don't care. They're failing because people don't know where we're going. There's noise everywhere: emails, meetings, shifting strategies, new initiatives. People are busy, but not aligned. Motivated, but not focused. In a world full of distraction, leaders don't need more energy, they need more clarity. And that's where the Clarity Compass comes in. It's not about charisma, it's about calibration. It aligns every person's team and department to the same purpose, but with clear direction on what matters most at their level. So let's dive in. The first P is purpose. That's your North Star. Purpose answers the question, why do we exist? It's the North Star that doesn't move even when everything around you is changing. Purpose isn't about profits. It's about contribution. It's about the positive change you bring to the world. For example, for Microsoft, that purpose is simple: to empower every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. Now, that purpose shapes decisions, direction, partnerships, and innovation. And here's the key: the organization has a shared purpose. Every team and every leader should see themselves as an extension of that same purpose. Their work expresses it in a specific way. The finance team empowers through stewardship. The HR team empowers through people. The operations team empowers through excellence. Different lenses, but the same light. That's the power of a shared purpose. Then you have priorities. This is the focus filter. If purpose is the North Star, priorities are your map. They define what matters most right now. And just like a compass, they keep everyone moving in the same direction, even if each team takes a different path to get there. At the organizational level, priorities define the big strategic focus areas. At the team level, priorities translate those items into actionable goals. Your priorities should align upward but make sense locally. For example, if the organization's priority is innovation, the marketing team's priority might be brand experimentation, while the product team's priority is faster prototyping. Same purpose, same alignment, different expression. That's how clarity cascades without creating clones. When every team has a clear, aligned priorities, decisions get faster, execution gets cleaner, and collaboration gets stronger. Now, I'll say that when setting your organization's priorities, I want you to remember the law of threes. And that simply means don't have more than 3 priorities. Why is that? Because you're human. And once you start having more than 3 priorities, everything becomes a priority, and therefore nothing becomes a priority. So on your organizational level, you set your purpose, you have your 3 organizational priorities, and then on the team level, they adopt the same purpose, but then their priorities might shift. HR's priorities might be different than IT's priorities. Everyone is hyper aware of the organization's priorities and how their individual 3 priorities roll up. It's the law of 3. 3 priorities at the organization level, 3 priorities at the team level, 3 priorities on the individual level. The next one is what we call passion, and this is your energy engine. Passion is the emotional fuel that keeps clarity alive. It's what transforms strategy into energy. Without passion, priorities become pressure, but with it, work becomes purposeful and meaningful. Now, I want you to get that powerful organizational passion sets the tone, but individual passion personalizes it. Your company might be passionate about service, but you might find your personal passion in creativity, growth, or problem solving. And that's okay. Each leader's passion becomes a unique expression of the organization's heartbeat. When leaders show up with authentic passion, their teams don't just comply, they commit. And that commitment is what drives excellence when things gets hard. So protect your passion, refuel it, because your energy amplifies or erodes clarity. And then after passion is the practices. This is the daily disciplines of who you must become. This is where the clarity compass gets real. Practices are the consistent habits that translate vision into action. They're what keep purpose, priorities, and passion alive day after day. Every organization has practices, planning rhythms, communication habits, performance reviews. But each team and each leader should define their own micro practices that keep clarity visible. For one team, that might mean starting every meeting by restating priorities. For another, it might mean celebrating wins tied directly to purpose. Practices are what make clarity stick. They turn intention into consistency, and consistency builds culture. So, how does this all work together? The beauty of the clarity compass is that it scales. The organization has one compass pointing to its core purpose and strategic priorities. Each department and then leader then builds their own version aligned but personalized. The purpose stays constant. It's shared across the whole system. The priorities become contextual. They shift based on the role or the team. The passion becomes personal. It's how each person connects emotionally to the mission, and the practices become habitual. They're how clarity shows up every day. And when these compasses align, organizations move like an orchestra, not parts, but one sound. And this is your advantage. When clarity lives at every level of the organization, the team, and the individual level, everything accelerates. Decisions get made faster. Conflicts fade. Innovation rises. People stop waiting for direction and start leading with clarity. That's the multiplier effect of clarity. Because when every person has their own compass that aligns with the organization's compass, you don't just have compliance, you have collective ownership. Charisma now, it might attract followers, but clarity creates leaders. So here's the question. Does your organization have a clarity compass? And do your people have their own? Because when both align, purposes, priorities, passions, and practices, you don't just create clarity, you create unstoppable momentum. Listen, if you would like some help building out your organization's clarity compass, I would love for you to reach out to me at visionclarityconsulting.com, and we will love to support your team. Peace.